Hey, how are you? This is Old Girl with me, Abigayle and
Nia.
we are back again. This is officially our second episode. It's more like episode 100, but this is the second one that's gonna be up.
Okay.
Okay, so hey y'all, this is Abigail. As I was editing this video, I realized we never really explained what anecdote is, and so every episode this month we will be including a special Black anecdote about somebody who was impactful in our history, and so but we just call it anecdote because it's pretty dope what these people do. So here we go.
Okay, so today on Antidote, we're going to be talking about Cicely Tyson. Uh, Cicely Tyson went on over to Glory this past week, and so we thought it would be a great way for her to be our first Antidote Black History, Black Excellence. So Cicely Tyson was born to two West Indian parents in 1924. She is a Sagittarius. I stand a Sagittarius queen. I love Sagittarius. And she was originally started off as a fashion model. Okay, so she was started off as a fashion model, and she was discovered by an Ebony magazine photographer. So notice from the very beginning, she's been Black excellence. And then she transformed into a beautiful actress in 1951. So she started off real young in the game, and we love it. She went on to do so many movies, from Moon on a Rainbow Shawl to Carb Gold to The Last Angry Man to all of these other movies we've seen her in, a lot of them being Tyler Perry movies. And she has won awards from the NSFC Best Actress and the NBR Best Actress. She was nominated for an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for Best Actress for her work in the book Sounder. She is a beautiful woman, a beautiful Black woman, and we wanted to pay honor and tribute to her. And as we go on with our other Black anecdotes, please go look up these people, look at their works, watch their movies or their artworks or whichever Black excellence we do, because it's a great way for us to learn a little bit more about these figures we've always seen, but we never know the story of how they got there. So that is our little tidbit of Black anecdote, and back to the regular scheduled program.
Wow, Nia, you told me a lot of stuff like that I didn't know about her. Like it's like you just see her when you see somebody, and the first time you see them is older. It's like you forget everything else that they did to get there. She
Exactly.
really was a living legend.
Yeah. Yes. She's been in the game for a long time, since 1940. She's been an actress. So she's been in the game for almost her whole entire life, 80 years. She was 96 when she passed away. And so she's been in there since she was 20. She's been a legend for that long. And so we see all these things. Her accolades go on for a long, long time. The last movie that she was actually in was in 2019. So when you think of that and you're like, wow, 2019 is the last movie she was in, and she started in 1940. So,
and she was actually they had interviews lined up for her, and she was talking about a book. I think I saw
her book's already been released.
Yeah, okay. And so, and one thing that I love about Cicely Tyson is, or that we did as a people, is we honored her and gave her roses, so to speak, while she was here.
Yes. And for those of you who is interested in the book that she released, her book title, which was actually just released around the time she passed away, it's titled Just As I Am, a Memoir. It was actually published January 26th, 2021. And you can check that out on wherever you buy books from. It's a beautiful memoir. I'm actually planning to buy it because, I love a good book. I'm planning to buy it to learn more about her from her own words.
That's kind of it's like, you know what, it's like her last, because you don't just start, you start writing the book a while back, and for it to come out right before she passes, it's like it was kind of like, putting a bow on her life.
Yes
Definitely. So that's great. I can't wait. I'm going to enjoy learning these facts about our Black excellence. Now, as always, we got to do show us your cat.
Show us your kitties.
So the first picture we're going to do is Nova and Comet.
And so in this picture, it is a picture of Nova and Comet looking. They like to follow me to the bathroom. That's just what they do. And now Nova and Comet, it's a hit or miss. They haven't been getting along, mostly due to Nova and her ability to attack other animals. But in this picture, they're getting along so well, and they're so sweet. And it was a beautiful sight. I was so happy when I seen that.
Comet looks so small, like
compared. Yeah, she's a small cat. That's a small cat. That's a
his, their. I'm gonna say their. That's gender neutral.
Yeah, that is gender neutral.
Their face. Why are they looking at the camera like that? Zoom in on it, and you.
He actually wasn't looking at the camera. He was looking at my feet. And so I just took a picture of him. But usually he watches to see if I'm about to get up so he can anticipate where I'm going next. Because one thing about Nova, they are going to follow me wherever I go. They will be right here next to me. So that is my show us your kitty. And Abigail, let's look at this picture of Amy.
Well, it's quite funny that you chose that picture of your two cats, not giving you any personal space, as to this picture of my baby Einstein. He is peeking around the corner. Okay. Wow. I was getting ready for work, and I guess I get ready for work every day. Why don't you know that's what I'm doing? He just like to watch, but he don't watch in a way where I know he watching. He try to be slick with it. He try to, what you doing? What's going over there?
What are you doing? Why are you making all that noise? Where you going?
But he looks so sweet. He looks so innocent. He looks so precious. Like, I just can't, that phase. But I just don't understand why are cats like that. They don't want you to have any personal space. Any personal space. They say, what you doing? They say, first of all, let me tell you something. You're the pet.
Yeah. Okay? You know what? Okay, so this is right along with our Black anecdote, but I found this beautiful podcast, and it was about African folktale, and one of the folktales talked about, and that is why you will always see a cat by a woman's feet, and it was like a folktale, African proverb that talks about why cats are always by a woman's feet.
Well, why is it?
Well, it was like a whole story. But if you are interested in that podcast, it is called. Okay. The name of the podcast is called African Folktales by Akwasi Valentine. Akwasi is spelled Akwasi, and then Valentine. And the podcast that I'm talking about is called A Cat and Her Strong Friends. And it's from December 13th, 2020. And it was a 9-minute video, a 9-minute podcast talking about why cats are always by the feet, like an African story time. But yes, cats do that. They like to be right near wherever you are. They're like, what's up? Where we going? Where we at? What we getting? Where's the party at?
What we doing?
Hey, where the party at? Oh my god.
What you doing? Where you going? And okay, this may be TMI. I come into the kitchen. Where I stand at? I give me something to eat. He like, oh, we eating? Okay, I'm gonna eat. I go to the bathroom. From the bathroom, I can see his litter box. He said, "That's are we using? Okay, I use the bathroom too. It's all just
Yeah, in a room. In a room.
we sleeping. Come on, girl, get in bed. Come on.
Yes. That's literally my cats be like, oh, it's not time. Oh, Tommy, come on. Hop up. It's time to go to sleep. Yes,
girl.
they do sleep when I sleep. It's so funny.
People be trying to play cats, but they are great companion animals.
They are. I'm so grateful for my little babies.
And that is Show Us Your Cats, where we share our little piece of love with y'all.
Exactly.
All right, Nia. Nia, let's get into it, girl. What are we? Who are we? Why are we here? What do we stand for? Who is old girl? Okay.
Not who
What is old girl? Okay.
Not who is old girl.
So old girl, it actually is a video podcast, between two best friends who have been best friends since middle school. And it's kind of like the transformation of our childhood friendship into an adulthood friendship, and being able to be friends. And it's a reflection of like true friendship, and a true sisterhood between two different women, women who have different different beliefs and different, thinking patterns and everything, and showing how we come together and how we can have good conversations and how it's like real conversations between people who really care about each other,
Yeah.
And like we, to be honest, coming up with this idea, it was just we was on the phone, how we always be, laughing. We said, girl, you know what? Other people, we need to share this joy to the world. Other people need to be in on these jokes.
Jokes. Yeah, but me and Abigail thought it would be a really good idea to just make a podcast or a YouTube cast, because I think it's a great way to just show sisterhood, and also it's kind of like a what's those things called, like a capstone, a capsule. Whatever, time capsule. There we go. A time capsule of where we are currently, about where we've been, kind of like a way to just reflect. And also at the same time, hopefully you can see a reflection of you and your sisterhoods, and our conversations, and knowing that just because two people have different perspectives on things doesn't mean that infringes on their sisterhood. Yeah, so we thought it was just a great idea just to like have a podcast, YouTube cast, where we can be our silly selves or our serious selves and just share it in this kind of space.
Oh yeah, and I feel like it's definitely important to show young and Black. You see what I'm saying? Young and Black people who do positive things, people who go through true emotions and feel different things, because you don't always see it as that, or it's not pushed forward of Black people going through real problems and going through different internal and external struggles. And
exactly.
it's not pushed forward in a positive light. It's pushed forward as hush hush and secretive, and they push forward cat fights, but they don't push forward Black women friendships and Black friendships and people who care about each other. Yeah. And so I feel like this is a good platform for young Black women, to sit in on a conversation.
Yeah.
And reflect, and maybe even take the conversation back, if you please, to you and your friends.
Yeah. It's like a growing, a lot of times Black people aren't allowed to have those growing pains or like the coming of age stories. And so me and Abigail will share some of our coming of age stories and how we're still coming of age. And it's a great way to just like, you trial and error it about life. Sometimes you just trial and error it. Did that work? It didn't. Okay, let me try it a different way. Did this work? No. Okay, well, we're gonna get it together. But it's just a great way just to just stop, think, and Hopefully it's like you sitting down with your homegirl and y'all having a conversation. And that's what we want it to be.
Yep. Because this platform, this YouTube, us as Old Girl, we will be able to like show personal growth.
Yeah.
Growth between me and you, growth between, us and other relationships, and it'll all be able to come here. We hope that you all can take something from it. We might be on here acting crazy sometimes, or be on here and it's so serious, because
be acting crazy.
We get real emotional.
Yeah.
Real emotional.
We do.
But that emotional doesn't mean bad. Emotional can be overfilled with joy. You know what I'm saying? And so people,
they hear emotion. They think of one emotion.
Exactly. They like, oh, you emotional. They thinking that's sad or upset or crying. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still doing that too. But I love to cry.
If y'all see somebody lift start to quiver, you know what? The camera just gonna go down. It's gonna go, okay, well, y'all have a good one. But yeah, join us. Join us. We want us to be a conversation too. So comment.
Yes, comment. Yes, like join the conversation. Comment. Take it. Even if you go to Instagram on our Instagram page, at Old Girl Pod on Instagram, and you want to have the conversation on there, still do that too. Like it's a great conversation starter. We might say something that makes you think, how are my friends feel about this? And you talk to your friends about it. I take podcast episodes back to Abigayle all the time. I hear one thing, I hear a story. I'm like, Abigayle, have you ever heard this story? And I'm just conversation.
Yep. Hopefully you could take us as a learning tool.
A learning tool. Come on, learning tool. Maybe I'm just because I'm a teacher, I like the word learning tool.
Oh, God.
Your toolbox, as we say to the kids.
But yeah, when will we post? We will post every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Yes. It's a weekly podcast. So these conversations that y'all hearing, they're recording on Sundays though. So like it's a common, usually it's like what happened through the week will influence what we talk about, kind of.
Yes. And so do you want to share with the people where we're from? Because some of you guys might say like, oh, me and Abigayle are not in the same place. I live in Houston, Texas, and Abigayle lives in
this country town.
Alabama. Country town.
Country town, USA, okay?
But we, like she said, we've been friends since I moved to the school that Abigayle was already at, and we've been friends since. So where are we originally from, Abigayle? Tell the people where we're originally from.
We are from Ohio.
Yes.
Well, that's not where I'm from, but
yeah, that's not where Abigayle. Abigayle was born somewhere else for her country.
First of all, I wasn't born in the country though, okay? Thank you.
She's from the South, the dirty, dirty, dirty South with golds in your mouth.
I know my teeth ain't, white as my headscarf, but they ain't yellow.
Actually, they are really white, so stop with the antics. Anyway, yeah, so we're from Ohio, and that's where we met. We went there, and then when it was time for us to go to college, we bridged off, and I went down here to Texas, and I stayed. She went to country Alabama, and she stayed. And
you didn't do an accent, first of all.
I just had to make sure that they knew where you were from, where you live.
So they don't talk like that in Houston too?
Yeah, no, they talk like but even like long distance relationships, that's something we'll talk about because me and Abigayle haven't lived in the same place since we were 18. And so knowing that we have a long distance friendship and it's still close as ever, we could talk about how we build that up because it's something that you have to build just like any relationship. So this is a great place for you to stop, listen, take a little bit, 30 to 40 minutes out of your day, listen to it while you're on your way to work, while you're on your way from work, just to hear and have some conversations among the gals, the girl pals.
Yes. So join us. Follow us on Instagram, Oh Girl Pod.
Yes. Find us
And
here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. on your YouTube. I'm acting like an auntie. On your YouTube, on the YouTube, you can find us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. But before we end off, because tomorrow is a special day for a special woman, a special, some people may call her a queen. That's her husband. But to me, I call her Abigail because she do everything slow. But Abigayle's birthday is tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Abigayle's birthday is tomorrow, Monday, February 1st. I been knew that. Ben knew that was her birthday.
Next morning, I had to tell her.
I'm bad with birthdays. I be feeling really bad when I have to text people happy birthday, then say it's your birthday, right? I feel bad, but I have to. I want to be honest. And so, Abigayle, tell people, how old are you about to be?
Girl, you're not supposed to ask a woman her age. I will be 25. And you know what?
25.
Oh, girl, I was 20. I was 25. I was 24. But yes, like 25 to me means like it's like, girl, you are grown. And that sounds so crazy to say, but hear me out. Okay. It's like 25 is kind of like, in society, I guess, you're seeing more as like, oh, you grown. Like I file taxes now a lot, at least 5 years.
Yeah.
I filed my own taxes for me. And, I've been paying rent and I've been handling bills. I've been handling a household now, even if it is just 2. I've been doing it. And so it's like signifying grown. Yeah. At 24, when I turned 24, I said this. I said, I feel a change. And now at 25, I feel like, I feel purposeful. I feel like I have a purpose and I feel intentionality. I feel like I'm directed. So yeah.
Come on, Director Steph.
Huh?
25. Yes, Abigail's going to be 25 tomorrow. So if you see this, no matter when you see it, if it's past February 1st, wish her a happy belated birthday. Okay? But yes, so this is, Abigail's going to be 25. I cannot wait. So she got to get all the rental cars for me. Until next month.
Just for a little while. Just go. Hey, go ahead and slide me a rental
car. Go ahead and slide the rental car for me. Okay.
Girl. Oh my gosh. Like, because 25, I guess, is the last age limit or something for a rental car.
Yeah. It's
gonna go down.
Okay. So, we get into so today we're gonna get into our segment that me and Abigayle love, only because we like calling ourselves this. Our segment is called Ask Auntie. Now, this segment is a segment where we give our advice, but because we don't have anybody writing in yet, we are going to go to reddit.com advice, and give advice to those people who have solicited advice on that site. And so we're going to do it until we get y'all to write into us at oldgirlpodcast@gmail.com. So until we get y'all to do that, we're going to go ahead and do this. And so we're going to read with the person's what the person wrote, and Abigayle and I are going to give our advice to them. And, it's ask auntie, because your auntie always is going to give you the real. She's going to give you the authentic, and she's going to give it to you with love. You don't ask your mom advice. You ask your auntie. You ain't.
Girl.
Girl.
Auntie might tell it to you the way you ain't trying to hear it, but girl, it's coming from a real place.
Mm-hmm. My mom is usually always on the phone, and I, a 70-year-old female, became suspicious. My dad, 70-year-old male, is quite old in comparison to my mom, who's 50. So he usually goes to bed really early. Our apartment is small, so I can hear from the living room if I turn my music off. I usually hear my mom talk to someone in our native language, not my dad's. He can't understand. After around 10 p.m., every time I go out through the living room to the kitchen or to the bathroom, my mom moves her phone away so I can't see who's calling. I always ask who she's calling just in case it's a family member or someone, but now she brushes it off and says her friend or something. I left and went back to my room one time and closed the door, but I brushed my hair in the mirror right outside my door, so she must have thought I was in my room. She said on the phone, "Oh, I told OP you were my friend because I didn't hear the rest because it got really quiet." Today, she called them again. She said to put the camera on, and I heard from my room because I was doing schoolwork. It was a man's voice on FaceTime. So I went to the kitchen to grab a drink, and she immediately put the phone down to her chest, asked what I was doing. I got a drink and sat down on the seat next to the couch, asking who she's talking to. And she said, "My uncle," who doesn't sound like the person on the phone, and then put the phone to her ear and says something like, "Oh, well, I'll call again tomorrow so I can wish my niece a happy birthday." From that angle, I can somewhat see her face. She ended the call, turned the camera off already, and deleted the call, the text off of Facebook Messenger and her recently deleted calls. I didn't see who it was because my glasses aren't as powerful for my eyesight anymore. I love my dad and my mom a lot, and I don't know what to do. We're having money problems right now too, so I don't want my dad to stress anymore, as he's the one with the job for our family. I'm thinking I could ask my brother who lives in the UK now for advice, but I don't want to start any drama if it's unnecessary. I think my mom is cheating on my dad.
You want to respond first?
Let grown folks handle grown folks' business.
Let me tell you something.
My mom, if
Call your mama out. Call her out. Just say this. Say, "Why you being so sketchy?
Why you being sketchy? Who is the man? Why you deleting messages? You don't delete messages if you ain't got nothing to hide."
Or you can ask her that. Or what you can do is just sign into her account and see for yourself. Go to her archive stuff. Go to her trash.
Yeah. I think that sometimes we want to really like have those conversations with our parents, but sometimes we're a little scared.
Yeah.
But I would say, look, call your mom out, pull her to the side and say, "Hey mom, you're exhibiting real sketchy behavior, and I don't know if you're meaning to, but yeah."
Nia off for communication. I'm off for blowing the spot up.
I was gonna say I'm all for confrontation. Nia off for communication. We are not the same.
I said, look, this is me. Boom. I said, I'm gonna blow it up. I said, so why you being sketchy? Why you hiding the phone? Why you trying to play me like I'm stupid? Because at this point now I'm offended.
I'm offended.
Because I keep asking who it is, and you can't come up with no better excuse
than my uncle. Like, I don't know what my uncle sound like.
Girl, let me tell you something. We all know. We know the situations. We know the situation. We know that your mama might have been, a mail order bride or something. Okay, and
your mom said he is 20 years older than me. I want a man who at least know what I was watching when I was 6. This man said, I was working a full-time job. I had health care and paying taxes while your mom was still in kindergarten.
Your mom said that. She said, look, I have put in my time.
Okay.
I'm done. She
said, let me checked out.
She said, I'm about to get me a man that's only 10 years older than me, okay?
She said, even 15, but the 20, I can't do.
She said, first of all, my guy is broke, okay?
My guy is broke.
Broke. Oh, he don't have any fun no more. He said, this dude over here telling me that my butt look big, okay? He said,
my husband going to sleep at 6 p.m. Like, I'm still up at 10. He wake up at 2 a.m. ready for the world. No.
Now, look, but let me tell you something. What you gonna do if your mama turn to you and say, I'm doing this for us, okay? Because, look, she might just be planning to kill your daddy. It's too many possibilities.
Okay, first of all, hey, I watch a lot of true crime. It's not too far-fetched.
You know what? I'm gonna go back to what Nia said.
She wants that insurance money.
Stay out of grown folks' business, okay? I have figured it out.
Yeah, stay out of grown folks' business. Okay, our last Ask Auntie question is one that really goes well with what we were talking about, far as kind of, growing into your own. It says, are you considered a lame if you don't have a bunch of friends and don't party all the time? I don't have a social life, to be honest. I have a handful of friends, but none of them really make an effort to hang out with me. And I feel like I'm always the first one to initiate a conversation. I spent my entire teens and beginning of my 20s just focused on school and work. I feel seen. I did not party, go to clubs, or socialize really. I mostly stayed to myself and hung out with my sister. We basically do everything together. I have one best friend that occasionally we do hang out with, but she's married now, so she doesn't really have time. But I feel super lonely. I'm envious of everyone making the most of the 20s with a big group of friends and living life. And I'm wondering if there's something wrong with me that realistically I feel like I have no friends. I feel like I'm not living life or doing anything fun. My trauma I faced just up until recently has really affected my life, and I rather be alone than with company I don't trust, if that makes sense. How do you spend your early 20s? Did you party and go out and hang out with friends?
Well, girl, I'm still in my 20s.
I am.
Even though I'm getting up there in my 20s.
This person is still in their 20s. They not in their early 20s anymore.
I'm not in my early 20s no more after tomorrow,
Nah, girl, you in your mid to late.
But you said I feel seen while you was reading that. Was that you saying that, or was you was reading?
That was me when she said, I don't party, because I too don't do that.
When I was listening to it, I was like, girl, she talking about me, ain't she? I said, I used to, feel like that, and, be envious of other people and everything like that. But, it exhibited in, really bad ways.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to answer this question a little bit more serious because it speaks more to, to me.
Yeah.
And, so basically, you're not a lame, but let me tell you something. You being envious of other people and, and not being happy for the other people around you, it's going to turn you into a character that you're not going to like. Yeah. It's going to turn you into, it's like this. I mean, because, and I'm using me. I mean, because, I don't have any friends. But then it's like new people who you meet, you always get the first chance to make a first impression, with different people. Now, new people who you meet who can be a new friend are being like, she's a bitch. Excuse my language. She's a bitch, or she's mean. She doesn't like to do this. Then you can't make friends. And so now you're stuck in this cycle.
Yeah.
And so let me tell you something. You need to first first you need to give up the envious and the jealousy of other people. Find out what it is that you like to do, and then do it, and then you'll find people who like to do those same things, doing the thing that you do.
Yeah.
What's that you?
I would say the same thing. Give up the envy and all of that. But the way to really give up envy, from my personal experience, is to start living your life start living your life in the way that you enjoy. Because envy sometimes comes from seeing people do things they enjoy, but you're not fully enjoying what you're doing where you are. And so, for instance, like me, I want to be more social. However, I don't like clubs. I don't go to clubs. I'm not trying to do the nightlife thing, but I like karaoke. I like going to museums. I like trying new restaurants. I like going to festivals or concerts. So what I started doing was started to go to these things and do them, by myself at first, because I wasn't really hanging out with anybody. So doing it by myself, with myself first. And when I was doing it, like going to the museum and not more so karaoke, but going to the museum and going to restaurants and going to places that I wanted to see, or festivals or concerts. When I started to do that, I really started to be able to feel more content and happy where I was. And so sometimes we look at social media and we allow that to make us feel bad about ourselves. And I've been currently off of social media for 6 months now, and being able to pull myself away from that, so that way I don't have this mindset of comparing where I am to where others are. And when you go to places you like, you meet people who like those things. So when I went to a concert, I met somebody at the concert who goes to a lot of concerts. So then me and them started going to concerts together. And when I started doing that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I met somebody who likes to go to concerts at a concert. If you like going to a museum, you might meet people there who are looking at the artwork too, and y'all can have conversations. And then y'all, you can forge these connections in a way that is not club and party and bars. But if you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. But stay authentic to who you are. And you're not lame if you don't spend that, your 20s doing those things. Everybody is different.
When you mentioned how social media can make you feel, how it can make you feel like you're not doing enough. I'm 25 years old, going back at it again for this bachelor's. At this point in my life, my best friend and my husband have both graduated, got their degree, they degreed up, double degreed up. Okay. And, they both graduated in the year that I was supposed to graduate. And so at that time, it was really hard for me. I went through it with my husband first. He graduated in the spring, and then Nia graduated in the fall. And so by the time I got to Nia's graduation, I was able to handle it a lot better. But at my husband's graduation, I was sitting there, I was happy for him. And then it was happy, but it was not without that thought back here saying that was supposed to be you. You see what I'm saying? And I felt bad for feeling that way, but I felt that way. And so the feelings was like this, compounding. And so, but it's not good. You gotta let it go. And you gotta realize that your journey is your journey, and that, you can't compare where you should be or what you should be doing. If I want a degree, guess what I gotta do? I gotta go to school.
Yeah.
And there was no other baseline, no other bottom line around it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's so real. And so that you like, okay, but guess what? It's like I feel joy, I feel happiness, I feel, pride. I feel proud when I think about, the people who I keep around me. Because guess what? They say get around the people who you want to be like. So you should experience joy for your friends, you know.
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah.
definitely understand that. I definitely get that. And you have to, and that's my goal this year, is to be more social and to develop more friends. Even saying
Okay, I
that,
get
I feel a little, a little apprehensive. I'm not gonna lie. But in order to get different results, you have to do things differently. You can't do things the same way and expect the same thing. But you have to be able to release parts of yourself that make, even the face I just made, I have to release that part of myself that makes me apprehensive to make new friends. Because, I am blessed enough to have good friends and friends who be looking out for me, even though, I ain't always the most consistent friend, but they still be looking out for me. And so knowing that, I want to, open up that realm for friendships, and anything you want to do, you have to make those conscious decisions to be that. And so,
in short, I think our advice to you, is find your own joy, find your joy, and go after it. You know what I'm saying? Like, start doing things that you like, and you'll look up and you'll be grateful and happy and appreciative of the things. I know at one point I had a friend and I was feeling some type of way because, and I guess we should probably say for a later episode, but in short, I was feeling some type of way because she was always busy and couldn't, and I was like, girl. But then I realized she was doing what she needed to do and she was taking care of business. I was always just trying to play. Girl, you want to go here? You want to go there? I was a distraction. And so where I was feeling like, oh, she ain't got time for me, she this and that. No, she has stuff to do. And she was doing it. You see what I'm saying? So when I changed my perspective, when I changed my perspective, it allowed me to be happy for her versus sitting here being like, okay, so you acting like a fake friend. No.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If I'm acting like a fake friend, if I can't be happy that she is accomplishing these things that she has set out to do.
Exactly.
So find your joy, find you something to do.
Find something to do and release those envious thoughts. Envy and all those are normal emotions, but they should not stay longer than what they're intended to stay for.
Exactly. But that is all for Oh Girl.
Oh Girl.
We'll see you all next week.
Yay. Bye.